Hands up. And Antism.
Okay, so in our first meeting we looked at possibilities and who we could invite in. And we looked at supermarket managers such as Asda and Tesco. We looked at Bournemouth Aquarium and we looked at charity owners. Draft email for Rebecca letting her know what our options were, and she emailed us back letting us know that we misunderstood the task and that we needed to have a connection to the person that we were inviting in.
After realising we misunderstood the task, I then made a Facebook post appealing for help for somebody to come in and speak for us, and I had a response of somebody from DHL, a manager, somebody from a wine company, and my auntie has contacts in Bournemouth who she said she can get in touch with.
We sent off a draft email to Rebecca, who sent us back with some corrections and improvements to make it more professional. We then sent it off to the managing director of the trade team at DHL, who Tizzy found, and he sent us back some unfortunate news that he couldn't actually make it, but he said he'd try and get someone else from his team to come and see us. Unfortunately that didn't work out either, and
after being let down by DHL, my auntie got in touch with her contacts to ask them if they could come in, but nobody replied, so that was another one down.
Following this, we were running out of time, therefore two guys in our class recommended FitSpace and Jim Asda. So I then went into FitSpace, got an email, for which then I had to email asking them to come in to be a guest speaker. I also went into Asda customer services, they left me a phone number and I contacted them. After this I had to wait 24 hours for any response. The session for FitSpace Gym was Jonathan Gaspar, who was in our seminar group, and he recommended FitSpace for us. But after this, there was still no response, so I went into FitSpace to speak to Alex, who was the manager. And unfortunately, he couldn't come in and do the guest speech, so we then were running out of time, in which I approached a friend on Facebook who had a friend who worked at the uni as the Vice President of Education, and finally had our guest speaker.
We then wrote up a formal invitation and sent it to Mark, Rebecca and Jake.
Rebecca said yes, Mark said he couldn't make it unfortunately, and Jamie accepted it as well.
The day of the event, me, Tom and Tizzy went in early to set up the REM, and James went off to print off the image permission forms. And then when he finally arrived to us, we realised he'd printed off the wrong form, so he had to go back.
I had to rush back, then luckily I got there on time. After this, me and Tom then went to meet Jamie, the guest speaker, at Pool Reception at 2:55. We then brought him back with us and he began his speech.
And this is Jamie, who's going to be talking to us about, well, business and management and what he does here at the Student Union.
So I just want to let you know kind of a little bit about who I am before I kind of kick off. It's kind of going to be more from an entrepreneurship angle today. Do you guys actually know what Student Union is? Yeah? Cool, awesome. So I'm the Vice President for Education. Some people might have no clue like what we are what we do. So I'm the Vice President for Education at the Student Union. I graduated, well, graduated so really late, but I graduated the year just gone. Studying games technology, so I'm just coming out of my student experience here. I was elected into this role in March last year, so sort of university white collar, really annoying me to vote for them. And my job is basically to champion the student experience at the university, and that's everything academic, so course content, teaching quality, placement year, and what I'm focused on, which is helping students with entrepreneurship. So if you've ever got any questions about any of that, first of all, that's my email address, feel free to get in touch. And then these are my peers as well. There's 5 of us full-time staff officers. And the Student Union is its own entity in the university, so we're our own legal entity, but all of the work we do is in partnership with them. That's why they built us and that's why we built it, because they recognise us as an important partner. But yeah, if you've got any questions about activities, welfare, community, or general, then there's the other email addresses of my peers. Just Sue, legal entrepreneur, so first of all, if you are interested in that kind of thing, join the Facebook page. be great to have you guys there. But it was basically just a starting point for me to start the conversation kind of externally in terms of trying to bring in knowledge and show that we are, as a union, facilitating this kind of thing. The Virgin Startup event, I don't know, have you guys seen that there's been a few Virgin Startup events at Hilton in Bournemouth? Yeah, you know? No, that's fine. But again, they offered up some student discount for student price tickets, and I met a guy there called Thomas James, and he was similar sort of ilk to the Box 44 guys, and he just wanted to help students because lots of people who've had a successful career, they just want to help the next generation. So I said to him, hey, you ended your speech with, we should all be helping each other, do you want to come and help students? And he said yes, he does want to come and help students. So this was our inaugural event, and we had a really great turnout. It was a free event. We sold free tickets, but we sold about 35 tickets, and typically that means you're going to get less turnout because it's free and there's no buy-in. But actually about 50 students turned up, and it was really, really great. And that's great from the student union point of view because it gives it credence, and it means it's being recognised by students as an important event, because if you don't have to put in that much work to promoting an event and people are coming anyway, then it means you've got a good product. So it was just a really good event. He came to a bit of a Q&A with students, told his story about how he went from nothing to employing about 100 people, plans for the future. He's actually looking to sell his business, which is it's like music tuition basically, like he employs a lot of people who teach people how to play instruments. And it was just a really good event, and at the start of the event actually, I ran a 20-minute, half-an-hour session talking to students about what kind of skills they want from the university, what is it the university is currently doing for them in terms of entrepreneurship, and what is it that they think that we need to be changing. That's what I say, so I'm not an entrepreneur, I'm just trying to help facilitate entrepreneurship for students. And in the future, Virgin Startup I mentioned briefly, and I actually met the guy who's running the events at the Hilton. And you quickly realise when you actually get out there into the community, actually, good question, I'll start with that. How many of you are networking with stuff that's going on in Bournemouth? How many of you know at least one person who works at any business in Bournemouth? Okay, a few, like that, but not loads, right? You quickly realise how everyone knows everyone. Well, the guy who runs Virgin Startup, turns out this guy spoke at the Virgin Startup event, and they're funding grind. And this is the guy who runs Virgin Startup, so everyone knows everyone, and I quickly realised that accidentally. But anyway, so he's interested in helping students as well. So next year, sort of February, March, April time, we're going to have a series of probably 5 or 6 workshops, which are going to be run by Virgin. So they're going to pull in all the industry talent and the recognised established companies that they work with on a day-to-day basis. Basically, deliver skills to students. We're going to develop it in an agile process similar to the first event I ran. So we're going to do event 1, and that's basically going to be Business 101. What do you want for the next event? We're going to do that for 5 or 6 events, and then at the end we're going to do a Dragon's Den style pitch. So it's going to be the office space that I mentioned earlier, a bit of funding from Subu, and I think Virgin are looking at a package of like 12-month mentoring or something like that. But that's basically where I've got to. I'll take any questions at this point. Let's put a million miles an hour. Hey.
Did you need any experience to get the role?
My job?
Yes.
No. So basically, it's a bit mental, but the way student unions work are. It sounds really pretentious, but the sabbatical officers, which is myself and my 4 peers, sit at the top of the students' union. We run the students' union for all intents and purposes. We don't really, that's just how the legislation works. We have a general manager who does the day-to-day stuff, make sure we've got all the risk assessments we need and the more boring stuff. But in terms of leadership and direction, I and my 4 peers run the student union. Now we were elected in March, just gone, in a university-wide ballot. So I think I got about 1,000 votes, my nearest competitor got about 800 votes, and you campaign for a week, talk to students, social media, whatever it is, general marketing, whatever strategy you go for basically, and get students to vote for you. So I was voted into this position. I wasn't forward. Now, if you're the general manager of Subu, that's a bit mental because the person who's coming in, who effectively sits above you, is not employed, it's by election, so you can get anyone. So no, you don't need any, well, you need enough experience to win an election to get this job. And also the direction in which you take it is entirely self-driven. So my manifesto is about entrepreneurship, that's why I'm working on entrepreneurship.
How long do you feel yourself staying in your current position?
So my tenure is until June, so you're elected for a year. If I won, I can rerun in March again for a 1-year extension, but you can only do 2 years max, kind of like our MPs, they can only have a certain tenure and then they've got to leave just to ensure that we're basically as democratic as we can be. I'm not sure of the ins and outs, but yeah, finish in June and then 1-year extension if I want to try for it.
Do you personally have any plans for the future, i.e. in this role or when you leave the role?
I don't really know. So so in March I've got to decide if I'm rerunning for a 1-year extension, and it's really difficult because I need to be in like the most perfect position. I need to have had a really successful year and feel like I've completed a lot and that I am steering the university in the direction I want, but also that I've got lots of new ideas that I think I can complete in 1 more year. So I think it's unlikely that I will hit both of those criteria. I think I'll make quite a lot of progress with this and get the conversation going about entrepreneurship at BU, but I think it's unlikely I will also have more grand ideas because I'm not particularly creative. This was just a particular agenda for me. It was actually spawned out of some of my peers who studied games tech. They wanted to set up their own company. And the year above us, they were completely liberal in letting anyone go out and get a placement without any kind of support. Left, right and centre, set up your own company, that's fine. Naturally they'll fail because there's no support. And when it came to my year, it's complete opposite direction, flip the switch, no one can do a placement year, set up for yourself because you're not going to succeed. And they were really not because they actually had a good business plan. That's how I ended up here.
What motivated you to want to become vice president?
A few different things really. The ultimate deciding factor was that it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and whether it was good or bad, I wasn't prepared to not take the risk. I had to, like, if this year was like crap and I achieved nothing and it was just a waste of my time, I had to try, and I couldn't not do it because you can only do this job. You can only get this job when you're a student. That's why the elections are in March, and usually it's final year. You can actually do it in any year. You can be first year, second year, third year when you run, but typically it's final years that run in March. And that's the only time you can do it. You can't be a sabbatical officer in a student union when you're not a student. So that was the deciding factor, was that it was now or never. But ultimately it was that I wanted to make change at the university. I was a rep, I was a senior rep, proper keen, working with lecturers, trying to get them to improve course content.
I think that next time we need to focus more on our time management, as we should have sent off our invitations earlier and then we could have known that they weren't able to attend.
We could also improve our communication management within the group and with our seminar management group. Thank
You.
for
Watching.